That young man slinging the rock, Gabe, and Jaxson Dart is flying around in Dynasty. We're going to talk some Dart on this show. But my friend, do you want Jaxson Dart or a 26 first and a 26 second in a 12x10 lineup league?
Dude, I think I'm going to stick with the G-Man this time around, Ty.
Let's talk about it.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Welcome on everyone to the All Gas Trade Show. I'm Ty at TyDeclare44. I am joined by my man Gabe at iGabe_FF on X. And yeah, welcome in for another one. We're going to talk some rookie quarterbacks. We're going to talk some preseason preference deals. Gabe, we got ourselves a sit-down Saturday happening. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing great. Finally excited that we have some actionable things that we can put to these players with preseason going on, at least some of the rookies. And so super excited to drop some knowledge on the people, hopefully.
Absolutely. We appreciate everyone tuning in for the show. Can you feel it? College football is in the air. NFL football is right around the corner. It's an exciting time of year. Make sure you stay tapped in with DD Fantasy Football, ddfantasyfootball.com for all our tools, everything we got going over there. Become part of the Discord. We're literally talking in there all day about all of the things we're going to go over on this show. Patreon.com/allgas also gets you in the door. So, Gabe, we're not going to waste any time here. We got our boy Jaxson Dart. We're taking dart throws in preseason here, Gabe.
Yep.
So, Jaxson Dart, it took a couple preseason games, looked good, and we are already here in Dynasty where we're sending away a first and a second to get into Jaxson Dart. But our man Pound the Rock sent away his Jaxson Dart for a first and a second. So, it's a 12-team start 10 Superflex lineup, 0.5 PPR, 0.75 tight end premium. He's a rebuilding team with 427 first already. So sending away that Jaxson Dart, taking the profit, just a first and a second.
Yeah.
Talk to me here, man. So you said you might be holding the G-Man. I guess what is the ceiling for Jaxson Dart, and why? I guess we're saying let's push in, let's make this bet on Jaxson Dart.
Yeah, I mean, I guess looking back into 2025, Ty, we were having to spend an early second, give or take, for him, right? I mean, in some leagues, he kind of crept into the back of the first, right? I mean, again, he was a first-round quarterback. People liked him coming out of the draft. And so for me, I just think, yes, pound the rock. This is a very good Dynasty discipline move, right? Like there is a point in time where you do have to have the discipline to move a player that you're like, you know what? I just don't think he's going to succeed, right? But everything, man, that we've seen in preseason, granted, I know it's preseason, but damn, man, I got to give it to him. He looks pretty damn good. And I don't know that I'm going to put too much stock into Russell Wilson being the QB1 for the Giants for the entire, season, if you will. I do think there will be a point in time where Jaxson Dart will be the starter. And as that time kind of passes, I think his value is going to continue to brew, man. People are going to be excited. People are going to be reflecting back on what he did in the preseason of like, wow, this guy looked really, really good. And then as potentially, Russell Wilson making mistakes or whatever, and then he's getting that opportunity, people are going to be excited, man, and people are going to want to buy. And I just think a first and second right now for a quarterback who, again, the ceiling, yeah, it may not be Jaden Daniels, right? But, if you're getting a high-end QB2, maybe even one that could push into low-end QB1, like that's worth more than a first and a second for me, and I'm willing to hold on to see what that becomes, if you will.
He looked good, man. Like in the preseason game, he was putting the ball right where it should be. Of course, Giants wide receivers are dropping it. Shout out, Hyatt.
Yeah.
But he comes out after trying to give the shake and bake to a third string defensive back, and then he comes out for concussion protocol. Jameis Winston throws the touchdown. Cool. All the quarterbacks in New York are cooking. All right, but legitimately though, like Jaxson Dart feels like a bet that it's not an if, it's a when he's going to get his opportunity, and when that opportunity comes up, people are going to be excited. So I'm here for it. Looking at ADP right now, man, he's what? End of the 8th, start of the 9th. That's pretty damn affordable. I'm assuming that's going to creep up, or he'll be above Tua. He'll probably jump Fields. He'll probably be right there with about Bryce Young, probably pretty soon, right? So in this particular deal, he held out when the manager sent him just the first and then a first and a third. Then this deal arrived and felt like he couldn't say no to the profit when he took Dart at 112. So again, took him at the end of the round, and he just kept hit decline. Manager came back. Hit decline. He knew he had the fish on the hook. He knew someone was coming back here for something a little different. So, I mean, Gabe, you really can't be mad if you're
No.
already cashing out for the future first and a second, because there's a difference between taking a player at the 112 and having a future first round pick. But like you said too, man, there is runway for Jaxson Dart. So I think this is a good deal. It's a good cost if you want to cash out right now, but also it's a decent bet if you're convicted on where that first is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I mean, again, going back to that, right? We actively, Ty, we're wanting to move our late first for 26 first if possible, right? Just, and really it's the hope that maybe that pick can become an earlier or middle first in the next year, right? Which is why you're wanting to make the bet and kicking it down the road, if you will. But again, man, I mean, going back, Pound the Rock, this is definitely a disciplined move for him where he's like, you know what? I'm going to just cash out. Let me get the value and I'll figure it out later. Whereas for Skull, he's like, hey, if that first is late in 2026 and I'm giving him a late 26 second as well, I mean, that's a bet, man, that I'm willing to make as well.
No. So thanks, get us started here. Pound a Rock, part of the All Gas Trade Show Premium Gas League. Might see another trade from that one in a second here.
Oh, yeah.
It's Roy G bringing us another Jaxson Dart deal. So this one, 12 by 12, 2 quarterback lineup. So I'm not going to add any more context here off rip. I want to change formats though, right? So from 12 by 10 to a 12 by 12. We went from sending away Dart to acquiring Dart, where we're sending away a 26 first and Dallas Goedert. So, I mean, Dallas Goedert, that's really not a lot to ask to throw into a deal. The screenshot says tight end premium. I'm going to assume, let's say 0.5.
Yeah,
you know,
probably.
So it's probably nothing really significant. Feels like if I'm going to send a first, I might as well tack on something else to get it done. So I get that. At the same time, too, that's one of those, if the Jaxson Dart bet doesn't work out, or if it does work and it doesn't create like the ceiling outcome, you might just kind of want the first. But I think here, Gabe, like, really, man, if I am going to acquire, I'm not going to let a Dallas Goedert hold up the deal. And if I was willing to send a first, then it is what it is. So I'm seeing some affordable ways to get into a quarterback if you do want to make that bet. How do you feel, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, Dallas Goedert, I think he's definitely more game than name at this point, if you will, right? He's probably going to be a better asset to a contending team than he is going to be as far as like a trade piece. And so he kind of falls into a flat tier of tight end where he's kind of expendable. You know, he's, if somebody's willing to pay, you know, probably a second, maybe a second and a third, I'm more than happy to move him if I don't need that tight end, right? At the end of the day, that's probably what he's going to go for because he is what he is, right? He's the third choice in a not very high volume passing offense, right? And maybe even the fourth, if you consider, I would probably consider Saquon above him as well. So, you know, for me, yeah, I think this is a great price and I definitely want Roy's side. I'm willing to send a first and Dallas Goedert for Jaxson Dart, man, especially in a half-in tight end premium if I have other tight ends as well.
He has excess at tight end. He needs to strengthen up the quarterback room. Yep. The number 2 contender on Dynasty Daddy, so going for gold. He still has his first to use if needed later on, and the one traded should be a playoff first. So, playoff first, Goddard, you're really not giving up too much grand scheme if that is truly what happened. Lamar, Fields, Flacco, Russ, Dart. So you got both New York quarterbacks. How do you feel about having both there, Gabe?
I mean, again, if I'm contending, then I probably am okay with having both of them. If I'm not contending, it's where I want to have Dart over Russ, just as far as obviously the youth aspect of it, but you're also making a bet that Russ isn't going to be the starter for long term. But if you are relying on that QB2 spot to be Russ, then I'm okay with having both quarterbacks because then you have essentially the backup ready to go if anything happens or when he gets benched, if you will.
Now, knowing that you have Fields, Flacco, and Russ in that quarterback room behind Lamar Jackson, is that a team that you're looking to spend your first to collar up into a Dart, or are you thinking that now you maybe can make another deal, or how are you typically playing that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. So for me, Fields tie doesn't have the longest leash either, man. You know, and so it's kind of one of those things where I think he is giving himself a little bit more security in that quarterback position where, you know, for whatever reason, let's say something doesn't go right with Fields, it's not Fields anymore. Then you're like, damn, now I got to start Russ. Well, at least if anything happens to Russ, you have Dart right behind ready to go. Because the thing is that this team, looking at the roster, Bijan, Gibbs, Connor, Lamb, F1, you know, DK, all of these, like, you're ready to go for it, man. You're ready to try to see if you can win the ship. And again, maybe not buying it right now per se, but I like having the security and having the having Dart as that piece, because the one thing that you would hate to happen in this team Ty is it's ready to go and then it falls short because of that quarterback position, And so if Jaxson Dart gives you that sense of security, then again, I don't think it's a bad bet, because I think he's a guy that once he starts, and if he looks good in the regular season, I think you can get more, man, than a late first in Dallas Goedert for him.
Well, let's explore some things here, Gabe. So I got
Uh-oh.
old Dynasty Daddy pulled up on my list.
Right.
I got Jaxson Dart deals. I max asset count 4. Okay. Now we're gonna bring a little new segment to the show here. So I mean, hopefully Janner likes the music, but I'm a big fan of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So I got about 40 seconds of sound, Gabe. I'm going to put you in the pressure seat here. Okay. Brought to you by Hope Zempic. Ask your doctor if Hope Zempic is right for you. I'm going to just list off some trades. I don't need analysis. We can come back and break down these things afterwards if you want to dive into a couple of them. But I just want, really quick, hit me with what side you want. Okay.
Perfect. And what's the context? Am I gunning for it? Am I not gunning for it? Doesn't matter. Just whatever.
We are going into point scoring season and you're playing dynasty football. You're not a clear rebuild. You're not a super team. You are in the middle 10. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Get ready. Here we go. You want Jaxson Dart or Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry.
Jaxson Dart or Nico Collins?
Nico Collins.
Okay, now we've got the easy ones out of the way. Josh Jacobs in a second or Terry McLaurin and Jaxson Dart?
Oh, God, no. Jaxson Dart and Terry McLaurin.
Marvin Harrison Jr. or Tyler Warren and Jaxson Dart?
Ooh. Jaxson Dart and Tyler Warren.
Jaxson Dart in a 26-second or Cam Ward?
Jaxson Dart in a 26-second or who? Cam Ward?
Cam Ward.
I'll take Jaxson Dart in the second.
Jaxson Dart in 2 first or CeeDee Lamb?
Jaxson Dart in 2 first or CeeDee Lamb? I'll take CeeDee Lamb.
There we go. Okay, we got through it. Any of those stand out to you? Or?
Hey, first off, I love the music. It definitely puts some pressure on you once that thing starts counting.
Feel your heart start beating. Hey,
yeah.
It starts to pick up a little bit. Yeah, a little. If anyone's a little anxious on the show, hey, let's take a deep breath together. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna feel anxious throughout the football season. We'll get some reps here.
Got some notifications on my watch right now that's like, hey, take a breath, man. Your heart rate is elevated. Your heart rate's elevated right now.
Damn.
No, I liked the Jaxson Dart in a second or Cam Ward one. That one was definitely one that was very, very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm kind of cool with a lot of those. Some of them are smashes. If you can get into the Nico Collins range of wide receiver, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
But anyways.
I mean, yeah, even Derrick Henry, right? Again, for a 1 to 2 year bet, getting an elite production at the running back position, especially if you're not needing a quarterback right now, absolutely, man. Again, the runway for Derrick Henry is you're probably going to be able to sell him for a first in season if your team ends up shitting the bed. And odds are you can probably buy Jaxson Dart for first and a little bit more and buy that Derrick Henry and buy Jaxson Dart if you want.
Yeah, if you had that Roy G team, where you have that kind of quarterback, or we might want to move that Dart for a Henry, that would probably be the situation where I would want to do it. Right, I already have 2 quarterback 3s on my roster as is.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Okay, well that was fun. There we go.
Were there any that you disagreed with?
No, not really. I think we've kind of if you've been on YouTube or social media lately, I feel like the JCM conversation and I feel like the Jaxson Dart conversations have kind of been exhausted. We know what it is, right? If we're willing to pay a first and we're willing to do some things for him, we know it's not going to be a top 15 dynasty asset because in all of those ones you've just went with the top 15 dynasty asset.
Yeah.
But if we're shuffling deck chairs, I like getting on the Jaxson Dart now, so I'm here for it. Speaking of JCM, Kookski brings us one here. It's a 12-team start 11 Superflex PPR 2.0 tight end premium. This is a cold offer landed in his inbox. Lots of work to do on this team, but this might help. So we'll break down the team in a second here. But J.K. Dobbins, Kyle Pitts, and old Bill Krosky-Merritt for Zach Charbonnet and Kyle Williams. Now, I've been berated by Kyle Pitts 101 meme posts online. I don't know if you've been getting those too.
Oh, yeah.
And then JCM is the second coming of LaDainian Tomlinson, allegedly. And we got J.K. Dobbins just sitting there. Zach Charbonnet, Kyle Williams. I'll tell you what, man. The math isn't
Ain't
fully mathing for me here. Can you help me even put a couple pieces together?
I mean, honestly, I like Zach Charbonnet quite a bit. And I think if he were in a standalone role, he'd be really damn good, man. But he still has a Kenneth Walker, and it is a RBBC there in Seattle. And I don't know what that split looks like. And again, if it's anything like it was last year, Zach Charbonnet kind of falls into just a flex play, really like a guy that you're hoping that can crack your lineup, but not somebody that you're really wanting to count on week to week. J.K. Dobbins, I mean, we'll see. Again, he's also one that's in the committee, but I think he could definitely get the nod, especially kind of right out the gate, maybe over RJ Harvey. So we'll kind of see what that split looks like. So Kyle Pitts, I want to say I'm always out, Ty, but damn it, dude, I always get pulled back in. Like, he's just a guy that I feel like at cost, I just don't want to be wrong on, and it's so sad because, again, what he caused and what he could potentially give me, I'm always like dipping my toe in that water. So I'm like, you know what? I kind of want Kyle Pitts. And then, yeah, Jacory, I mean, Krosky Merritt, like, he's got so much hype on him and it is absolutely ridiculous. But again, I mean, hey, for a cost like this, I'm willing to take the gamble. Like, I am willing to take the shot and get myself into some Krosky Merritt and see what happens.
Yeah. Kyle Pitts going end of the 9th, start of the 10th round in Dynasty startup right now. It's the fade has gone so far already.
Dude, I know. But why am I so down bad that I actually want to still see if I can acquire him just on the, maybe I'm just so desperate at the tight end position where it's like, there's not much outside of like the top 2, 3, maybe 4 guys. And you're like, okay, cool. I'm willing to take the gamble on a guy like Pitts if it hits.
Right. I mean, he has the draft capital behind his name. That still matters for some people, right? Like, we like pieces of that offense. So maybe we should like the tight end as well. But it's officially, I need to see it before I put the weight behind it again. But people love them some JCM. Yes, Brian Robinson is in San Francisco. As far as what was going to shake out of this situation, that's probably the best landing spot for Brian Robinson, right? I don't think this takes away from Christian. Is this thing on? It does not take away from Christian McCaffrey at all. Okay. It might spell some of these touches between the 40s. Yes, maybe. He will. Maybe you'll get a couple touchdowns, but it's not going to be a 60-40 split. If I had to guess, it's going to be Christian McCaffrey, but maybe we can keep him healthy by taking that extra 15% off his work. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right? But I don't see much of a change on ceiling or floor for CMC, but I think it's a good spot for Brian Robinson where if that opportunity does come a knocking in San Francisco,
it's a fantastic team to be a part of.
Yeah. You're going to want a little bit of that.
Oh, yeah.
J.K. Dobbins. Who's going to produce more in 2025, Gabe? J.K. Dobbins or Zach Charbonnet?
It's probably a toss-up. I would probably say J.K. Dobbins, only because I think J.K. Dobbins will be the starter right out the gate, whereas Charbonnet is not going to be the starter out the gate because, again, Kenneth Walker is there.
Yeah. I'd like to think that Zach Charbonnet has probably earned a bit of a role in that backfield.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Walker, right? Like, that is probably a true 60-40 split we're going to see.
But he gets a lot of the grunt work. Like, he gets a lot of the, to your point, between the 40s, right? Like, he's going to get a lot of that grunt work. Whereas usually when they do get to the goal line, it's all Kenneth Walker, man.
Yeah. So I'm interested how RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, Zach Charbonnet, and all that splits up. Kyle Williams, not a factor in the deal for me. 12 by 12, no thanks. So this team, Caleb, Drake, Cam, Amon-Ra, Marv, JSN, Hunter, Hollywood, Cloggers, Dobbins, Scadaboo, Bill CM, Algier, Woody, Ollie Gordon, Jacory Brooks, Jonathan Brooks, Kraft, Pitts, and Barner. Yes, it's a very young team. It's a rebuilding team. But my man, look at half those names that like you want those names right now in Dynasty. You got to do something with them, or your runway is long.
Oh yeah.
Now you just got JCM. Are you now trying to send him out in another kind of deal here, Gabe?
Yeah, I mean, if I can bolster up the running back room a little bit more, right? Because again, yes, he has guys that we're excited about, but a lot of these guys are not. And again, there's not they're not a lot of them are RB1s, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying RB1s in terms of fantasy. I'm just saying RB1s on their team, right? Like Algier is good. Woody Marks, who knows? Like, yeah, he could. We'll see what happens with Chubb and with Mixon and Woody Mark. Like, we don't know what that offense is going to look like right now from a running perspective out in the Houston. Cam Scatterboop, not going to be the RB1 for the Giants. J.K. Dobbins, I think he could be. And again, Ollie Gordon, Jonathan Brooks, who knows? So yes, if I can move that JCM right now with a lot of the buzz that he's getting, especially if I can cash out, Ty, I've seen some first be thrown around. And again, if I can get that, absolutely, then sign me up. I will pack his bags and he will be on a first class flight off my team.
Oh yes, I have some JCM deals I did want to touch on quickly. No pressure, seat. Don't worry. Take a breath. But really quick, Kooksy, good stuff. Again, I think 12 by 11. I said 12 by 12. 12 by 11, even better. Yeah, just give me your side.
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing? Okay, really quick, man. Okay, let's start easy. JCM or Jack Besh?
JCM.
Come on. JCM in a second or a 26 first?
JCM in a second or dude, I'm gonna take a 26 first.
How about a 27 or 28 first?
27 first, yes. 28, no.
Okay. JCM or a second? Just straight up. I see a lot of those.
I'll probably just take JCM.
Okay.
I'll just take the gamble, right? Again, I mean, 7th round running back, but he is behind Austin Eckler. I don't expect Austin Eckler to get all the touches, especially with him being much older. He's more of a passing running back anyway. So he's going to get opportunity. He's going to get very, very good opportunity, right? And so for me, that's worth a second, especially if you get a couple of really good games out of him. It's where it's just the first aspect of it that I'm like, I just don't know that I really want to invest a first in a 7th round running back. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah. All right. This one will put a bow on it.
All right.
JCM and a 26 first or Josh Palmer and Jaxson Dart.
JCM and a 26 first or Jaxson Dart and Josh Palmer. God damn it. Do I need a quarterback? Because if I don't, then I will take the 26 first and JCM. If I am rebuilding and then yes, I will take Jaxson Dart. I think that one is more context specific for me because again, I'm happily going to send a 26 first for Jaxson Dart. And for me, JCM is not going to be the reason why I decline or accept that offer for me personally. But yeah, man, I think in the grand scheme of things, I'll take Jaxson Dart.
Yeah. It's always nice when you get a piece of credit where you can just get a second plus in most deals that I'm seeing today. So that's fun. Let us know what you're doing with JCM in the comments, and we're moving on to Milk Was a Bad Choice, aka Thor 2210. And a 12 by 12. Here's the 12 by 12 super flex tight end premium. We got Geno Smith, Kenny Walker, and a 27 third being acquired for Isaiah Likely, Jaden Higgins, and a 2026 second. Our regional Houston Texans correspondent Gabe is on the line with us. I need to talk to me about some Higgins. I haven't kept up a lot with Higgins. I don't know if maybe I've missed the signals or I've just not tapped in enough on Houston specifically. Have you heard anything on old Higgins? And talk me through this deal. Geno, Kenny Walker, and a third for Likely, Higgins in a second.
Oh, man. Honestly, I haven't really heard much. I mean, even production that he's kind of had in the preseason, it hasn't been anything to write home about. Not really. Like I said, I haven't really heard much of anything. It's going to be Nico Collins. It's probably going to be Christian Kirk. And that's where I'm going to be placing my money on right now, especially early on.
Yeah, fair enough. So Likely, Higgins a second. I mean, geez, like I want Kenny Walker over Higgins.
Easily. And Isaiah Likely, I think right now he's got an injury going on, man.
He does. He got hurt early on in camp. Well, let me ask you this, okay? Geno Smith or a 26 second. We've spent seconds on worse.
Yeah, I'll take Geno Smith
for you, but I'm taking Geno Smith in most cases.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to mention, honestly. Like now that we're getting into this point scoring season, man, Jeanty, Bowers, Jacoby, I'm gonna take Geno Smith over 26 second like 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah. Then Kenny Walker in a third for Isaiah Likely and Higgins.
Yeah, I'll take Kenneth Walker.
Yeah. So Thor 3 for 3. Well, I guess except the 20. Sure, you can give the second for a third, whatever.
Yeah.
That second might be a pretty early second for me to feel a different way about this, and even then, I'm probably still wanting Geno, Kenny Walker in the third. So,
Yeah.
12 by 12. Let me get those additional pieces in the lineup. Give me a third. I can still figure something out of my team. Anything else on this one, my friend?
No, sir.
All righty, well, let's move on to Matty Boy 6. And this is a fun one. Fresh out of a startup, 12 team start 11 super flex, a tiered PPR. So 1 point for wide receivers, 1.5 for running backs, and 2.0 for tight ends. It's a 0.2 passing first down, 0.3 rushing receiving first down. And the second is the deal, and the deal is from the top team. So what could be a late 26 second Drake May and old Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith, for Dak Prescott and CD Lamb, the Cowboy stack. My friend, I have seen a lot of things come and go, but Dak Prescott and the CD Lamb stack, it always just hits. Like it just does. It feels good to see. It feels good to have. Drake May, Smitty, a second, Dak, and CD Lamb. Where do your allegiances lie?
Best asset in the deal, CD Lamb. And I don't know that you have any differences. Do you feel Drake May is the best asset in the deal, or is this no? Okay, okay. CD Lamb, man, best asset in the deal. And Ty, if I were to sit here and ask you from a week to week perspective, who do you think will score more, Dak Prescott or Drake May? Again, not even fantasy value aside, because obviously fantasy value, it's going to be Drake May. But from a pure points production, ready to go, who do you think will score more?
What would set them apart is a rushing profile, and that's what a lot of people have baked into Drake May's. You know, my Drake Vic is his profile, right?
Clearly, yeah.
Like, there's only a certain caliber of quarterback that can actually reach that like 6, 7, 800 yard level, and it feels like that's been projected out a bit. That being said, I'll give the nod to May because of that. But if you're talking to me like passing yards, touchdowns, and what the offenses do, yeah, week over week, who knows, man?
Yeah, I think, and I'm right there with you, man. I think it's going to be a lot closer week to week point scoring perspective between Dak and Drake. Obviously, again, in the grand scheme of things, I want Drake over Dak, but I want CD Lamb well above Devontae Smith. And I like Devontae Smith a lot. But again, give me the alpha receiver, one that can definitely push for wider receiver 1 overall, in my opinion. And now that he has George Pickens, I think Dak is going to have a fantastic season with George Pickens. And I think CD Lamb will be also another beneficiary of that, being able to pull coverage more so CD Lamb can also get some looks. Yeah, man, give me Dak and give me CD Lamb.
Yeah, it's the CD Lamb of it all. Just the
absolutely
different, man. Like, and I like everything you sent away in May, Smith, and a second, but it's about getting into CD Lamb. And then on this team here, right, you send away Drake May, that was your hopeful quarterback piece, but you get Dak. You have Dak, Tua, and Daniel Jones. There's your 3. You're good. You're good at least for the first little bit, and then you can probably figure that out from there. Gibbs, Hendo, Pollard, Connor, Aaron Jones, sweet. CD Lamb, BTJ, AJB, Besh, Thielen, sweet. Njoku, Jonnu, Schultz, that'll do, and all futures. So you send away what should be a late second in that deal too.
Well, and I like getting off of Smitty and AJ Brown. Like, again, I like having both of those guys, but it's only going to be in best ball formats usually. I don't like having them both in lineups. Just not a very high passing volume offense. Yes, it runs through them specifically, but they also have Saquon freaking Barkley that can run for damn near 300 yards and them not have to pass the ball at all. So if I were to make a bet, yes, I'm happy to move away from Smitty if I have AJ Brown on my team.
It does you think it's either one or the other. It's not
correct. It's one or the other. Absolutely.
Cool. So he felt he got good value on Smith during the draft, but he didn't like having him and AJB on the same team. Bang. Boom. The war favors the running back over wide receivers. So I figured it would just have the hammer wide receiver and flex running backs the rest of the way. And that's probably the most economical thing you can do, right? If you see that, get your wide receivers you feel good about, backfill with running backs, which are just typically undervalued and are more so what can you do for me now bets anyways. So I don't really want to invest that high stuff. Even with that, you got Gibbs and Hendo. Then you just got Pollard, Connor, and Jones. So that team looks really nice. I don't think you're losing much at quarterback. Like we said, maybe a little bit of rushing, but week over week, who knows? You get CD Lamb. You're going to be liking that. So good stuff, Matty boy. Anything else, Gabe?
No, man. No, I think this is a good trade for both sides, depending on what they're trying to do. Give me Dak and CD.
Good stuff. All right. Vapad. Yes, we got the All Gas Trade Show Premium Gas League coming at you here. So we know this one, right? It's a 14 team, start 11. You got to start 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. You got 2 flex. Big scoring everywhere, juice to running back and tight ends. Context is Vapad is mega punting. And we say mega punting, we mean mega punting.
I think these are his 2 best assets on his team.
Quite possibly. Because he has all of the firsts, all of them. He has all the first. Not much else behind it. So Diaz really wants his first back. Diaz is a decent team in there, right?
Yeah.
But so Diaz gets his first back. He gets Spencer Rattler and he gets Torrey Horton. He has a send away that Jaden Higgins, Isaac Tesla, and a 2026 second belonging to Danny Too Good. So 2 things at play here. 1, people like them some Isaac Tesla. They really do. Again, how does that actually fit into the Detroit offense? Who knows, right? I hope that they can actually find a way to get him on the field because it's fun. It's fun having him on there. But I don't know what that actually relates to in fantasy. Best ball league here, sure, right? I mean, I'll find room on my 25-man roster for Isaac Tesla, sure.
Yeah.
Vapad, again, that's probably one of the best assets on his team already. That 26 second game, if that can be an early second in a 14-teamer, so pick 15, 16, 17, something like that, is that enough to send away someone else's first and give it back to them? Are you holding out for more in that circumstance? Or again, the context of Vapad's team and where it is. What kind of deals are you making when you're in those shoes?
Man. Okay, so I just went back and I might have done a little bit of cheating, if you will, because I looked at the teams, again, obviously we're in the league. Yes, Vapad, I think Jaden Higgins and Tesla are his 2 best assets because he's got Deshaun Watson and that's it at quarterback. And it's not good. It's just not good over there, right? But to your point, I think he owns 13 out of the 14 firsts in this league. And so looking also at Diaz's team, it was kind of a middle of the pack team tie. And so for me, like, I understand, and I don't think it's a bad deal either way, but knowing that Vapad held all of the first, I think he had a lot more leverage that he could have pulled, in my opinion, than just Jaden Higgins and Tesla, right? Like, again, I don't know. People are excited about Tesla. I just don't know where he fits in, right? It's going to be Amon-Ra. It's going to be Laporta. It's going to be Jameson Williams. And then maybe Tesla, right? But again, they've still got Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Like, I just don't know where it all fits in for him. And then Jaden Higgins, I don't know, man. I really just don't know. The 26 second, yeah, it's cool. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I really would have just rather have held on. You didn't really need to buy Tesla and Jaden Higgins right now because, again, you're not trying to score points. You have every single first, right? And so I think you could have gotten a little bit more, in my opinion. I think you could have held out, gotten a little bit more leverage. I felt like this was more of a selling that first for like 80 cents on the dollar, in my opinion.
And I mean, sometimes it makes sense to take those deals, but I typically don't want to do that with those flexible, fungible first if I can help it. But I mean, I'm looking at Diaz's team. Lamar, Bo Nix, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Caleb Johnson, Pacheco, Connor Swift, Brian Robinson, Ollie Gordon, but not a lot of wide receiver. Torrey Horton may be his best wide receiver. But you got Trey McBride, Jonnu Smith. I mean, I don't really pencil that team in as being an early team.
No,
right? So
I don't, but I think it's kind of middle of the road, in my opinion.
Yeah, and those are the ones you typically want to hold on to that first because they get squirmy midseason.
Oh yeah, and then I mean you had all the leverage, right? Like, yeah. Normally we always say, like, because now Diaz holds his own destiny, right? He holds his own destiny, and so if Diaz wants to go, and maybe this was part of it, right? Where Diaz is like, I need to get my first back before I start throwing some of these players away because he knows this team isn't ready to go for it. He's like, this team is not ready to go for it. Brian Robinson, he has him on his team, obviously just kind of got downgraded going from being the RB1 in Washington to now being the RB2, maybe RB3, depending on what you see in San Francisco. So again, he's probably starting to see that the team is not ready to go. And so he's like, let me get my first before, I do anything. And in my opinion, I think Vapad could have got a little bit more, especially being a 14-team league.
I'm just trying to think of what I would do in that situation, because I don't like having really no assets and all the picks if I can help, but I kind of want to have a nice little balance there. But if I am in that situation, I don't want to make all those picks, and I'd like to probably get a couple of cornerstone pieces in place. So I'm thinking, like, if Vapad could have carried this into season a little more, and maybe Spencer Rattler is the one you can actually move right now. Like, could I move Spencer Rattler? Diaz is first, and hell, I have so many picks. I can throw in a second or a third if it actually makes sense to get into like a Bo Nix. Something like that, where I'm at least getting something that I feel really good about. And again, Higgins, Tesla, second, sure, like that's fine. But I want something a little better than fine if I'm giving someone back there first, if I can help it.
Well, and looking at the team now too, again, and now we're just adding a lot of context to this, but Diaz, before this 26 first, Diaz had no picks in 26 or 27. So you just read off the team, and he didn't have any picks for the next 2 years. I don't know, man. I feel like you could have squeezed a lot more, and I think you could have definitely made him squirm a little bit more before, accepting this deal, in my opinion. I'd have been like, hey, we need to talk about that Trey McBride. We need to talk about that Bo Nix. Let me give you more. I'll give you more because I have abundance. I have excess. But I'm going to take a cornerstone piece from you, in my opinion.
Gabe's a big bully. He's going to make it hurt, but we appreciate the action there, Vapad. We appreciate all the deals that go down in the All Gas Trade Show League. They don't all make it on the show, but that's okay. That's okay. Nick, pick 6. What up? Trying to get off some Breeze shares here. 12 teams, start 12, super flex, best ball. Oh, yeah. 2 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 tight end, and 2 flex, 2 super flex. Now, hold on.
2.
I know that's not start 4 quarterbacks, right? That's not.
No.
Okay.
God, no.
Okay. So it's either 2 quarterbacks. Choose.
There's not even 48 starters. This would be horrible.
Good God. Good God. Okay. Scoring is another pick. It's very different. For reference, there was a week where Bryce Young had negative points and finished quarterback 18. I'm going to start here. I don't know if we can actually read this, but we got passing yards. So we got 0.3 passing yards, 4-point passing touchdown, -4 interceptions, -6 pick six, 0.1 pass completion, -2.5 incomplete pass, -2 sacks. We got 0.2 rushing, 6 touchdown, 0.5 rushing first down, 0.1 rush attempts, some big play bonuses. Got the PPR, got 3-point tight end premium total, I believe, if I'm reading that correctly. 0.5 receiving first down. So a lot of points being scored by a lot of people, except for quarterbacks. So quarterbacks are a little interesting there. So Nick pick 6. Sends away Jaden Daniels, sends away that Breece Hall, sends away Jake Ferguson. Gets into Brock Purdy, Justin Jefferson, and Javonte Williams. Whew, boy, that's a big boy deal.
Very.
Lot of good pieces being thrown around. I'm a Breece Hall fan, man, but
I am too.
Again, that backfield, Braylon Allen's going to get work. It's going to be more than, like I said, between the 40s, just whatever work. He's going to get some steam. People like him. Cool.
Yeah.
That offense doesn't really have I think Justin Fields is like 2,500 passing yards on sports books right now for the season. Doesn't really inspire a lot of passing work volume for Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Because everyone's projecting 95% of that target share to go to Garrett Wilson. Anyways, Jaden Daniels, insane. Just insane. But Brock Purdy, also pretty nice. Javonte Williams, he's going to be starting running back in the NFL, maybe possibly for the first couple weeks at least. They got Justin Jefferson, one of the best wide receivers in the game. My man, let's do some math here and figure out how this thing all works out. I'm assuming we're starting at Jaden Daniels and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. I mean, you got to go there immediately, in my opinion, because we got to start crossing some stuff off. So
how do you do it?
So for me, all right, Jaden Daniels to Justin Jefferson. I want Jaden Daniels, right?
Yes, agreed.
Yes, but for me, once we start adding in a guy like Brock Purdy, Breece Hall. So if you're telling me Breece Hall, Jaden Daniels for Justin Jefferson and Brock Purdy, I'm gonna lean Brock Purdy and Justin Jefferson, Ty.
Yeah. Because I'm not giving up my Jaden Daniels for Justin Jefferson straight up, but at least it's in the same stratosphere.
But Brock Purdy could be a quarterback that pushes for, for a quarterback one, not overall, but a quarterback one in fantasy, and nobody would balk at that.
And I just can't see myself giving up my Brock Purdy for Breece Hall straight up. I just can't. No. So there's a little bit of juice on either side of that one. So yeah, all things considered, give me Jefferson, give me Purdy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Javonte Williams or Jake Ferguson, again, seeing the format, seeing the scoring settings and everything.
Set them both on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, well, to be fair, I mean, yeah, it is kind of a cross-off, right? It's like, whatever, take your pick, right? Do you need a running back? Do you need a tight end? They have really good, this format is really good for wide receivers, in my opinion. And so I think that there is definitely a little bit more juice on that Justin Jefferson side, especially once we start talking. It was 0.2 per yard as well, right? Yeah. So 5 yards is already a point. Justin Jefferson scores a shit ton of yards, or has a shit ton of yards. Yeah, man, I'm gonna just take Justin Jefferson, Brock Purdy, and Javonte, because I think Brock Purdy could definitely score very, very close-ish to Jaden Daniels, and Justin Jefferson is going to outscore Breece Hall and Jake Ferguson.
But man, it's a 3-point tight end premium. How does that factor into it?
I mean, it really doesn't factor in too much for me. Like, I like Jake Ferguson, but he is what he is, right? He's going to be kind of spotty. He's going to have good weeks. He's going to have some weeks where he doesn't get, very many opportunities, in my opinion. They've got George Pickens. They've got, CeeDee Lamb, Javonte Williams. Like, they have more weapons now, where I think Dak likes to air it out. And again, I think Jake Ferguson is going to be a beneficiary of that, but I don't know that you have the confidence to go in and start him every single week as a plug and play guy.
You probably don't. I'm trying to pull up some more here to see if I can find this league, but that's going to be a crapshoot. So really fun. You know what? Like,
any disagreements with what I've said so far?
I've said I don't have any disagreements, really, man. I don't know how I would really, when everything in the league is boosted, it makes you want to try to minimize risk where you can, and it makes you want to just construct smartly. So I feel like I can backfill at tight end. I can find another tight end to fill Jake Ferguson's role on my team. I feel like I can do that pretty economically. Mm-hmm. I know I can't really get into a Jaden Daniels level asset. I know I can find a running back replacement. I mean, Javonte will fill that role. Hopefully, even if it's 80% of what Breece Hall gives you, it'll at least give you something. Yeah. I think getting into the elite range of wide receiver here and just having stable quarterbacks that you're not expecting to have negative points, I think that's the real win here. Give me Jefferson, give me Javonte, give me Brock Purdy.
Well, and I think even a guy like Breece Hall, yes, we like him, but the sentiment around him, Ty, has not been very good lately. Like, he has been falling and falling very, very fast, And so, again, people are excited about Braylon Allen. People are not excited about Justin Fields in the passing offense. Hell, we talked about Garrett Wilson on the last show, and people are wanting to get out of Garrett Wilson for whatever they can, right?
Whatever.
I think at this point, the ship for Breece Hall has sailed, and if you still have him, you're more than likely just going to have to hold him at this point until he does something for you to be able to move him. Otherwise, again, not very many people want him right now. Everybody wants Justin Jefferson. A lot of people really want Brock Purdy, and everybody wants Jaden Daniels. So to your point, from a even flexibility standpoint, I think a lot of the flexibility also still lies on that Justin Jefferson, Brock Purdy side.
Yeah, I like it. If your goal is to get off Breece Hall, this is one hell of a way to do it. So good stuff, Nick. All right. Dynasty Alex, a.k.a. Plank Crew, gives us a 12-team start 9 Superflex lineup, PPR, no tight end premium, and a 6-point passing touchdown. I think this is our first 12 by 9 in the show. Not in history, but this episode.
Yeah.
So Plank Crew sends away Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown in 2:26 seconds. He gets back Chuba Hubbard, Canadian King Chuba Hubbard, Ladd McConkey, and a 2026 first. Wow. All right, Gabe. Ladd McConkey in a 26 first, or Amon-Ra in a second?
Man. That one is hard, dude. I literally was just thinking the same thing while you were reading it off. Ty, I think I'm going to take Amon-Ra, man.
Talk to me. Talk, because I don't disagree necessarily, but I can kind of see
I mean, I can
whatever
see
someone's
both
motivations would
sides.
be. Yeah.
Right. I can see both sides. Start 9, dude. It's a shallow league. I want the best guy. And yes, I like Lad McConkey a lot. I like him a lot. But Amon-Ra is always kind of the disrespected wide receiver 1, in my opinion. And any other guys in that range, I don't think you're going to be able to move up into that tier for anything less. Right. And if you're giving me a second back as well, it's a bet that I'm willing to make. And I'm willing to just say, hey, you know what? Here, yes, I'll take Amon-Ra in a second, and you can have my Lad McConkey and a first. Right. And so, yeah, man, I don't know. I want Lad McConkey, or I want Amon-Ra again. I just think from the shallowness of the league, I want the guy that can go out there and just give me hella points week to week.
Yeah. Like, especially if you tell me one of those seconds is like mid to early, I can take a bet like that on one of those. I feel a hell of a lot better about that too. But I think that is literally the cost. Alex said, it feels that Lad and Raw are in the same tier, if not very close. So it's getting the first on the potential lateral move is money.
Yeah.
I'd tack on a little extra, get Reek off. Better a year early than a year late. I don't disagree with that. I am willing to send Hill in a second for Chuba Hubbard. I will go out on a limb and say that I am a Chuba stan. My fantasy receipts say so. But I'll send Hill in a second for Chuba.
Yeah, I would absolutely do that as well. But would you do Hill in a second for Chuba?
Did I not just say that?
Oh, I thought you just said Hill for Chuba, 1 for 1.
Oh, no, I said Hill and a second for Chuba.
Hill and a second. Oh, okay. My fault.
If I said the other, I meant the big one. So
yeah. I mean, so then how do you feel about the totality of the package? Are you wanting to get the flexibility in that first, knowing that it is a little bit of a shallower league, or are you wanting to stick with the elite wide receiver and the guy who could potentially be a difference-making wide receiver as well?
That's the tough part, right? I feel like when I see no tight end premium, I see 6-point passing touchdown, start 9, super flex lineup. Again, it is all about these elite wide receivers. So how elite can Lad be? Does that pale in comparison to Amon-Ra? Is it an active league? If Plant Crew's in the league, I'm assuming it's an active league. That's a fair assumption. So I like having those first. You know what? I'm gonna take. No.
Let's hear it, man.
My citizenship will be revoked if I don't. I'm taking Chuba, Lad McConkey in a first. I almost went the other side. I almost did, but all things considered, I think getting, and people might disagree with this, getting a running back the level of what Chuba can be in a league, I think that matters a lot more too, especially in a PPR format.
Yeah.
Lad McConkey, Amon-Ra, I don't think they are in truly the same arena.
I don't think so either.
But when you set your lineup, you're probably going to feel the same having an Amon-Ra level guy and a Lad level guy. You're not going to feel like I'm missing out because I don't have that Amon-Ra if you're plugging Lad in. I think I am going to feel differently if I have that first versus having a couple seconds. And I'm definitely going to feel better about having that Chuba over that Hill. So I think in totality, give me Chuba, Lad in the first. This is a damn good deal.
There you have it. Yeah.
Okay. I need to know what the people think on this one. This one was
a good one. This one was a good one.
12 by 9, Superflex PPR. Hill, Amon-Ra in 2 seconds, or Chuba, Lad, and a 26 first. Oh boy. Okay. We also have Alex's team, if this helps. So Alex's team: Burrow, Murray, Winston. Yeah. Kyron, Chuba, Connor, Mason. He needed that extra running back. So that really fits well.
Yeah.
Nico, Lad, AJ Brown. I'm feeling less bad about giving up that Amon-Ra value if I know I have Nico and AJ Brown in the pocket. And then we got likely Ferguson. Sure, whatever. Yeah, 2 first. I like the first side. Give me that side. Get knowing your team. But again, very nice deal. Very nice deal game. Anything else in that team?
No, I mean, again, with context, different things like that. Absolutely. I can tell that you need a running back. You didn't need Tyreek Hill, right, as that additional wide receiver, and you have 2 first to play with. I'm willing to take the bet on Lad McConkey there.
Okay. Mike Martin in a 12-team start 9. We're sick and shallow. 0.5 PPR and no tight end premium. One side of this deal gives up Devontae Smith, Drake May, and Caleb Johnson. They get back Jacoby Myers, Tua Tagovailoa, a 26 first, another 26 first, a 27 second, a 27 third, and another 2027 third. No picks hiding behind the banner. 2 first, Tua, Myers, second and 2 thirds for Drake May, Caleb Johnson, and Devontae Smith in a 12-by-9. I have more team stuff, but looking at this, man, I mean,
shout out to the people, man, because honestly, these deals have not been easy, just one way or the other. Absolutely smash one way. So I just wanted to kind of plug that in there.
Tua, a first and a second, or Drake May?
Drake May.
Tua and 2 first for Drake May.
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. It would be 2 first and Tua for Drake May. People do not want Tua, Ty. I mean, people are so out that you have to pretty much give them away at this point. Like nobody really, really wants Tua at all. 2 first and Tua or Drake May. I'm kind of 12-by-9. I'm kind of inclined to say Drake May. So but I think it can go either way.
That 12-by-9, the shallowness of it, the love for May, that's probably the price it's going to take, right? I don't think I'm going to be the one to spend that. If I have Tua there, I'm just going to roll Tua in the 2 first and figure it out if that's what you're going to make me pay. I was going to ask, do you think we could go like Tua, Myers, and those 2 first? Can we get Drake May and Devontae Smith, or is that a bridge too far?
So Tua, Myers, and the 2 first for Drake May and Smitty. Yeah. Again, I mean, I think that's right there also, right? I mean, to your point, I think 2 first and Tua is probably the cost, especially in such a shallow format. But it's going to be Smitty over Myers as well. So if you think that, that's too expensive, 2 first and Tua for Drake May, then I think you can absolutely close that gap with Jacoby and Smitty. I do think that there's probably the likeliness of Myers outscoring Smitty this season could definitely be a thing, but Smitty is so well loved in the community, and again, a guy that a lot of people really, really like, and the offense does run through both of those guys. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, top 20 wide receiver dynasty wise versus probably a top 20 wide receiver production wise, maybe in Myers, maybe. Yeah. But what I'm probably gonna lose you here is a second and 2 thirds for Caleb Johnson.
No, I'll take Caleb Johnson.
Totality, I think it's May, Caleb, and Devontae Smith, just from a pure, I guess, from a 12-by-9 standpoint, from a dynasty value. The firsts are nice, but I think when you kind of zoom in on what's actually being sent, it's hard to get the math. So maybe let's try a different way. Okay. Yeah. Caleb for a 26 first. That's kind of where we were at. Is that a fair line still?
Yeah. I mean, more or less. No, I think, again, you had to spend a first to get him. So I think that's probably the cost right now. I don't think if you drafted Caleb Johnson, you're not going to sell him for anything less. Like it would just be, let's just keep it that way. I don't want to say anything negative. It's just not, yes, that'll be the cost. You have to at least pay a first for Caleb Johnson.
And is it Myers in a second for Smitty? Is that the cost in a 12-by-9?
Yeah. I mean, I would say I would probably want a little bit more than Myers in a second, but I mean, I think it's close enough. Yeah. Maybe Myers second, third. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We'll do that. And again, 2 first and a third for Drake May.
No, I'm not doing that either.
Yeah. Okay. So we've come at it a couple different ways. May, Smitty, Caleb Johnson. So the team we were presented here: Kyler, Tua, Hendo, Harvey, Connor, lots of backups. CD, Hunter, Ridley, Myers, Downs, Kyle Williams, and Coker. Mason Taylor, Jawan, and Terrence Ferguson. 4 26 first, all mid to early. Wow. And 2 27 first. So he's got 2 Jeremiah Smiths in the bag already. Very young team. Some nice pieces. A Connor. I don't know, man. CD, Hunter, Ridley, Myers. Feels like a middle of the road team, but it has all those picks, so it doesn't really matter. It'll be able to pull that ripcord, sell a couple things, and come back real strong in 2026.
Yeah, I mean, I almost still feel though like I rather would have had Smitty, May, and Johnson on the team. Like at the end of the day, Kyler and May, that's nice. Hendo, Harvey, Johnson, Connor, that's nice. Again, obviously you're putting a lot of stock into the rookies, but at the end of the day, this is probably a good class to make the rookie bet on, especially at the running back position if I'm going to be doing that. And then you have CD Travis Hunter, Calvin Ridley, Devontae Smith, Josh Downs, Kyle Williams. That's nice. I mean, again, that's nice. And sure, you don't have 4 firsts, but you got 2 still, and you've got 2 in 27. And I still think you could have kept it going that way. Again, for me, second, thirds, like, yeah, they're good to have, but the reality is that I don't want Tua on my team. I don't want Jacoby really on the team, especially if I'm in the middle of the pack. Those are guys that I'd rather actively look to move. Because again, if something were to happen to Tua or Jacoby, you're not going to be able to get anything for those guys.
So if you rewind that really quick, so you said something really not like, again, if your goal is to kick it, you don't want to be buying into these guys right now to play a flip game, or like, so it feels like, if I'm reading to the lines here, one, these first are projected mid to early is what I'm reading.
Yeah.
And they feel like they can also maybe compete a little bit with this team, right? Having the Myers, having the Tua.
Yeah, that's how I read it.
But it does feel like that's kind of inverse of each other, right?
Yeah.
Like you're getting the 2 mid to early first, also getting the win now stuff. So you're evaporating out some of the ADV, getting the liquid cash. I like that. But it just feels like you left a little bit on the table. And when I'm sending away like Caleb, May, and Smith, I probably want to get a little more back now. I don't know what that looks like on that team. If it's a different Myers, if he can smush some of those seconds and thirds together for another first, I don't know what that really looks like end of the day. But I think when we math it all out, we came out on the May side. Does the math change at all if those are mid to early first?
I mean, yes, it does. But again, I still think that there is going to still be a delta, right? Like we could say if I'm going to give you a mid to early first for Caleb Johnson, I will take the mid to early first, right? But again, I still want Devontae Smith over Jacoby Myers, so the second and third, and then I'm still going to take Drake May over Tua and an early 26 first, and then whatever delta is left of Caleb Johnson. Like if I were to sit here and tell you Drake May, Caleb Johnson, or Tua Tagovailoa and those 2 first, where are you going? Yeah, Drake May, Caleb Johnson for Tua and 2 firsts.
That's what I was thinking. And if that's the case, like I'll take, if they're mid to early, that's actually fairer. I'll still take May and Caleb probably.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. So for me, Jacoby a second and 2 thirds.
Still the
same. I mean, it's the same for Smith.
Deal.
Like it's fine.
It's the same thing. Yeah. So it's fine. I'd want the May, Caleb, and Smitty side, but we appreciate you, Mikey Martin. We got a friend of the show here for the last one, Gabe.
All right.
So you'll recognize the name. Old Slime. Old Jag.
Oh, Patrolla. Jag. Haven't heard that name in a while.
12 teams, start 10, super flex, half PPR. Everything else is vanilla as ice cream. The 101 is Jeanty. Who else? Of course. So 12 by 10. Are you giving up? Devon Achane, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, DeAndre Hopkins, and everyone's favorite wide receiver, old Coker. Yeah. You're getting back 101, 2 thirds, 1 in 26 and 1 in 27, and a 2026 fourth. What is the Ashton Jeanty price for you in a 12 by 10, Gabe?
It's not this. I like Ashton Jeanty, Ty. I do, man. I really do. But Devon Achane, he probably will outscore Jeanty this year. Could get really close
if he's healthy.
I mean, that's always the sentiment, though. That's always the sentiment.
There's a lot of concern on his calf. There is a lot of concern in these dynasty streets.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, that delta is not George Pickens.
That's literally what I was going to go. If there is an injury scare, if you're trying to get off, are you adding your George Pickens to Achane to get to Jeanty?
No, I'm not. Again, I mean, I'm super excited. I think Dallas could be really good this year, and I think George Pickens is going to be. I think looking back, man, at the end of this year, we're going to be like, damn, George Pickens was really nice on that Dallas team. I think he's going to be really freaking nice. And a third, a fourth for Ferguson, Hopkins, Coker, like it doesn't even matter. Whatever, take your pick. I probably will take the players because I like Ferguson, Coker, and Hopkins. So for me, it's really do you want Achane and Pickens or do you want Jeanty? That's really the price right there.
Yeah. Again, as long as Achane is not actively getting surgery on his calf, I want Pickens and Achane.
But even on the flip side of that, Ty, like let's step back for a second. Jeanty had that first preseason game where he went like he had 3 yards, and everybody was like, "Oh, maybe this guy isn't that good."
Jeanty.
Yeah, exactly. Ashton. They're like, "Oh, maybe this guy isn't that good." So, man, it's a fickle.
That's how
just
fickle. It's
just fickle, man. It's fickle, 100%. So for me, I'm gonna stick to Achane. I'm gonna stick to George Pickens. Yes, you can have my Ashton Jeanty for that price.
Yeah, like people will scream if we disrespect Coker, but honestly, Coker, Hopkins, Ferguson in this format, half PPR, no tight end premium, 2/3 and a fourth, I could truly care less. End of the day, it's Pickens for Achane, Pickens and Achane for Jeanty. That's the deal.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. If I'm in that league, I'm gonna have a hard time saying no if you offer me Achane and Pickens. But maybe people feel differently, right? Maybe it's a wide gap between Achane and Jeanty, but not for us. Jag, hey, you got Jeanty. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's nice.
Pretty damn big deal too. So you let us know. You want Jeanty? Do you want the package? You tell us. And Gabe, we got through another show here, my friend. So thanks for coming on with me as always. What do you got going on this weekend, this week, and anything else for the people?
Nothing at all. I actually am going to be sitting on my couch, watching sports, hanging out with the family. And that's about it. That's all I've got going on, man. And then as far as everything else, again, we're only 2 weeks away from the season starting. So go out there, make some trades. And again, shout out to everybody, man, who's been dropping trades in this channel, because damn, they've been some really good trades. They have been some very, very good trades. And so just keep doing what you guys are doing. I think there's an opportunity right now to take advantage of people who are super excited and putting a lot of stock into preseason. So yeah, go make some moves.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. If people have preferences in the preseason, I want to let them have those, and I will hopefully capitalize on that. But we appreciate everyone tuning in. If you want more, patreon.com/allgas. Head on over ddfantasyfootball.com. Hit us in the comments. Hit us in the Discord. You know where to find us. Yeah, man, real football right around the corner. So strap in, get ready. Check out the mailbag tonight. Brandon, Mitch going live. Let's go. The boys are happening. We got Mannequin Chill. We got Dynasty 3. We got y'all. Make sure you check out the Dynasty Deal Show. Make sure you check out Destination Chill and everything else DD Fantasy Football has to offer. We love y'all. We out of this thing. Peace.